should be playing, but it may not be. So if it is, great. If not, I'm talking over our opening. All right, it's good. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Inc., episode 19. Welcome. We've got a lot going on tonight. So we're going to start out by just telling about some things that happened last night, and at the end of the show, we're going to go about the last 30 minutes of the show. We're going to show some evidence from last night. We went to a place called the Lookout House, owned by Steve and Pam Berry, and we got some awesome evidence, including photos and videos. Dave Haney was there. I see Dave's in the room. Hey, Dave. We had a lot of good people there. Jeff Leeper was there. Pam, Steve were there. Who else was there? A whole bunch of people were there.
Oh, man. The whole crew. Danny.
The whole crew.
Russell, Tanya. Met some new people.
Met some new folks.
You know.
So it was all good.
And actually, I got a message from Danny. Apparently, when we were doing the first experiment, we'll talk about later on, the young couple that was there on their honeymoon.
Right.
Apparently, when we were conversing something to do with Jeff Leeper, this lady caught an EVP. I believe it was saying Danny's name.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to be cool.
Very good, very good. Well, we've got a very interesting guest coming in. His name's Rob. You want to introduce him?
Yeah. We're fortunate tonight to have Mr. Rob Gutro. He's a member of Inspired Ghost Tracking. That's where it's a meetup group. Occasionally, every few months, we do a seminar there. We do. Pam and Steve, Anthony and Dina, Bill Bean. Actually, we were there 2 weeks ago where I actually met Rob. Jeff Leeper was with us. So, real quick about Rob. He is a paranormal investigator and a medium to your pets. I think I said that right.
Yep.
He's getting ready to have his 7th book on this topic published. So it's going to be real interesting talking to this guy. Really, really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
As he's calling into him, you guys got to stick around for the end of the show because, like I say, we've got some amazing video and that we can't explain. And we've got one of the guests there took a picture of something touching my leg, and you're going to be amazed by the picture.
And it wasn't me, I promise.
This time.
I was like 3 seats over from him. I'm going to give Rob a call. We'll get him on the line here.
And if for some reason you guys can't hear us, sorry, because we just moved to a brand new studio. So if you notice, the little things are a little bit different here. So we are in a bunker right now, the new WLFE DB radio.
Paranormal bunker.
Paranormal bunker. So if you can't hear us, let us know.
Rob.
Hello.
Hey, how are you, my friend?
Doing very well, thank you.
You are live with Dave and I on Step Into the Paranormal, brought to you by WLFE DB Radio. And how is your Sunday going, my friend?
Every day is a good day.
Good. We're real excited to have you on, Rob. We're real interested in what you do. And I was just telling our listeners and viewers that I met you like 2 weeks ago when we were at the VFW. And we spoke briefly on about what you do. Dave and I have spoken in the past about having someone with that ability on our podcast.
Absolutely.
So that we can talk about this. So this is pretty exciting for us, man. So if you don't mind, just give us a little what you do.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm in addition to being a member of the Inspired Ghost Tracking team, I'm a medium on the team, and I've been able to speak to people and pets that have passed since I was a teenager. Mostly pets since 2005 when I lost my puppy who passed away from a tragic accident. So he kind of opened the door for me in 2005 to communicate with other pets. And since that time, I've communicated with thousands of pets around the world, and I've written a couple of books called Pets in the Afterlife and Pets in the Afterlife 2 that teach people how their own pets are trying to communicate with them to let them know that they are okay on the other side.
Can I ask you, I don't mean to cut you off, but I got to add, this is fresh on my mind. If you're in a situation, you're at your home or your business or where have you, and your former pet is trying to contact you, get your attention. What are the most popular ways that they may try to do this?
Well, there are a number of ways. So the easiest way for them is actually to do it when we are not conscious, when we're sleeping.
Okay.
Because dreams are the easiest way for any kind of spirit, whether human or pet, to come to us. And the reason is because our logical minds are asleep. Now, when we're awake, our logical minds act to explain these things away and discount them as not being real. So dreams are the easiest way for pets to communicate with us. But when you're awake, there's quite a few ways that pets will communicate with us. And just a couple of them that I'll mention briefly is one, are physical and audible things. So usually at night, as we're settling down or we're quieting down, that's when we're most apt to recognize something. Because during the day we're busy. So people have reported hearing nails on the floor after their pet has passed away. Cat parents have often shared stories where they've felt the little paw prints at the end of their bed. You may hear a meow or a bark in the house that often sounds like it's in another room.
Wow.
So those are just some examples, like jingling collars and so forth.
I'm gonna give you a very brief story, and I want your opinion on it. Okay?
Sure.
Many, many moons ago, I used to smoke cigarettes. I had a very bad injury at work. I had only been a cop, I guess, about 5 years. It was almost to the point where the police department was considering retiring me because they didn't think I was going to, you know what I'm saying, recuperate enough to come back. However, I've never smoked in my house, okay? And when I first moved out of my parents' house and got married and got my house and all that good stuff, first thing I did was I bought a dog, and he was half shepherd, half husky. He looked completely full-bred German shepherd, real big boy too. So anyway, long story short, Ruby's away in Seattle for a month. I'm home by myself, and she made this agreement with me. Since I couldn't walk, I would actually like crawl on the floor because I couldn't walk on my foot. So what we did was, before the house was remodeled, we had your typical, you walk in, living room, dining room, kitchen to the right. So we put an exhaust fan in the kitchen window. However, I was allowed to sit in the kitchen and blow the smoke out the exhaust fan. Now, what we did was we hung a sheet between the threshold of the dining room and the kitchen to try to help to keep the smoke from going in the dining room. Now, right outside the dining room, I had on the wall was a shelf I built, and when my dog Kato passed away, the dog I was referencing, his ashes were immediately to the left on the wall as you cross the threshold. Now, I had 2 of Kato's puppies that he fathered, and I had the mother dog. Now, I was in the kitchen one night. I went out to the kitchen, I hobbled out, I had a cigarette, and I was coming back in with a cup of coffee. As I got to that threshold before I moved that curtain, one of the dogs bumped the left side of my leg, which actually I stumbled into the door frame. I spilt my coffee, and I started yelling at the dogs. Well, when I went into the living room, all the dogs were laying there sleeping. As I looked back, the curtain that you move out of the way, the bottom of it was straight out like this, and it was just between waist and knee high. And it stayed like that for maybe 4 seconds, and then slowly drifted down.
You've told me that before, yeah.
And
love that.
I was completely and totally blown away because I felt the dog bump my leg. I knew Cato's ashes were there, but the thing was, like I said, when I turned around, that curtain was completely suspended, straight out, as if he was standing there and it was resting along his back.
Oh, wow.
And it was just completely amazing. And that's the first of many instances where I believe that was one of my pets.
That's a pretty amazing sign right there. So, yeah, and that's something similar to many things that I've heard often.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, my puppy Buzz, after he passed away, I had a roommate at the time, and my roommate ran shrieking out of the house because he saw a sneaker lift up from one side of the hallway to the other side, and there was nothing there.
Wow.
And Buzz used to like to chew up sneakers. He chewed quite a few pairs.
Now, how do you, Jim? I'm sorry, Rob. I'm reading a comment here to Jim. Rob, are you able to like remote view and let someone know if a pet is there, or do you have to be there, or is it like a physical or mental sign that you get that they're there? How does that work?
That's a good question. As a medium, mediums read energy. And because we read energy, we can connect to anyone, anywhere, anytime in the world.
Right.
We just have to have that tether. So what I often do is I have people email me with questions and maybe a picture of their pet and their pet's name, and that alone is enough. That email connection is enough of a personal connection for me to tune into their pet.
Wow.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my books are actually filled with stories of me connecting to people's pets on email, and I will give people what I get from their pet, and they write me back, and they're able to confirm everything. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, wow.
That is now I know, from the paranormal side of it,
Mm-hmm.
Talking about visitation or maybe someone a soul can't find their way yet, needs help being crossed over, whatever the case may be. Do the pets come back for the same reason, or is that a whole different thing we're talking about?
Sure. Well, so the foundation of my whole series of books is the difference between a ghost and a spirit.
Right.
So what happens is that I've found out is that the energies within us, the physical energies, combined with memories, personality, and knowledge, and we choose to stay here earthbound as a ghost in a fixed place of our choosing, somewhere we're familiar with, or we cross over and join the energies of the cosmos or heaven, or whatever you want to call the other side. Uh-huh. And that's what I call a spirit. So 99.9% of our pets cross over because our loved ones in spirit are there to welcome them across. It's very, very infrequent that our pets will stay behind.
Right.
So our pets are in spirit, and they can follow us anywhere in the world. Buzz has shown up when we were on vacation in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
And the way they do that is, so here's one of the ways they do that. They will lead us to a pet that looks like them.
Okay.
When we see a pet that looks like them, know that your pet is responsible for having you go to that place at that exact time, so you would see someone that looks like them and be reminded that they are with you.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's another way they do it.
Nice.
And that's what Buzz did to us in Puerto Rico. We came to a street where there were 5 different streets connected to each other, and we had to choose which street to go down. And I felt like I was being pushed down one particular street. When we got to the end of that street, there was a dog walker, and one of the dogs that he was walking was a Weimaraner, which is what Buzz was. And I heard Buzz in my ear say, "Dad, do you know what day it is?" It was the anniversary of his passing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, because we recently hosted a public event, and we led a an investigation. Now, Dave and I had some info on the prior owner and, what pet she used to have. No one in the group knew this information. We didn't, let anybody in on that yet. However, at one part of the house, we had several guests tell us that they smelled what smelled like a wet dog. Can they make themselves known that way as well through using that sense, other than just hearing or through seeing them?
Sure. Scents are another way that spirit will let us know that they're around. And a wet dog is actually more common than you think. Take the case of human spirits, for instance. Sometimes we may smell the scent of smoke.
Right.
If you had an uncle who smoked cigars.
Right.
Or you may smell roses if your grandmother's favorite flower was a rose.
Right.
In one particular case, in my book Pets in the Afterlife 2, I wrote about a dog that knew his time was coming, and he walked out in the backyard and he passed away underneath a rose bush. Now, his mother wrote me and said whenever she's thinking of him, she'll smell the scent of roses.
Wow.
So that was his trademark to let his mother know that he's around.
Wow.
So scents are very important, yes.
Now, what's funny is the location that we were just talking about where people started smelling the dog. We had Haley with us from Keystone State Paranormal, and she's also a medium, and I think it was a regular EVP session that she did, and she actually captured the dog barking on the recording. And we can definitely debunk it as not being a dog from outside, because there were no dogs outside. We spent a lot of time outside, and none of the neighbors, to my knowledge, had a dog. But you could tell it was coming. The way it sounded to me, it sounded like it was coming from inside the house.
Yeah, it was right there. It sounded like it was like on another floor, but right there.
Right there, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wow, that's pretty neat. So yes, and it always sounds like it's from another room.
Right.
But folks need to know that because spirits and ghosts are both beings of energy, they need to draw energy in order to get strong enough to vocalize a sound or make you feel them or something like that. So there has to be some kind of energy. And one of the types of energy they use is emotional energy, which is the love that we share with them.
Right.
One important point, not only for you guys, but everybody who is a pet parent, is that one of the big messages I get from pets on the other side is that they do not want us to feel guilty for helping them cross over. In fact, they know that it takes a lot of courage for us to do that, and it takes a lot of love. It's unselfish love, and that's the lesson they teach us, is unselfish love. So they're very appreciative when we help them cross over.
I've got a Rottweiler here, a cat, and 2 birds, so I'm a pet lover. My last dog looked like an African dingo dog, and her name was Sandy. She passed away of breast cancer. But before I got a new dog, I had her bed laying out for probably about 3 months, 4 months, just on the floor where she used to lay. And I actually took her collar with a plaque and hung it right above her bed. And her bed would always move during the evening. When I'd go to sleep the next morning, it would be moved, probably about 3 to 4 feet to the left.
Wow. Now, I don't know, Rob, I want your opinion of something, and I don't know if this is something or if it's just my imagination.
Okay.
For a decade in my career, I was in the K-9 unit, and over that period, I had the opportunity to work 2 dogs. Now, when my first dog, Diesel, passed away, it was unexpected. It was just one of the most traumatizing things I ever went through, because this all occurred when we were on our way to work. Now, my car didn't stink like a dog, but because the back of our cars are complete kennels. Now, my car didn't stink like a dog, but it had a distinct smell to it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a foul odor, but it was just a odor because of the dog, and I had a bed back there for him and all that stuff. Now, after working my second dog, I'm no longer in canine. My police car is a regular car, back seat, all that stuff. But once in a while, I'll notice I'll just be riding around at work or driving home or driving to work, and I just get that overwhelming smell that I'm back in my canine car. And there's never been an animal in my new truck. You know what I mean?
I've been in it once.
But I mean, could that be a sign, or is that just my imagination, or what's your take on that, Rob?
No, absolutely, it's a sign. We just talked about how scents are
right.
used. So if you don't smell that continually, and then suddenly you smell it for
right.
one time,
mm-hmm.
That's definitely a sign that you're.
Because it's strange. I mean, I keep my work car pretty clean, and I always have good smelling air fresheners in there and all that stuff, and just once in a while I'll be riding and just this overwhelming aroma, so to speak, like I'm back in my canine truck again, and then it just lasts for 2-3 seconds, and then it goes away, and it's like a reminder. So I don't know, that's just the way I took it. Like, it's just reminding me, like, hey, I'm still protecting you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So who knows? But when's your next book coming out, Rob?
Probably in a month or two. I'm hoping. It's the case files of the inspired ghost tracking. So it's.
Oh wow!
Oh nice.
Highlighting some of the hauntings that we've encountered.
Tell everybody, Rob, how they can find you, how they can get your books, all that stuff.
Yeah, give yourself a shameless plug.
Well, thanks, guys. They can find my website at petspirits.com. That's easy enough.
Okay.
Or robgutro.com. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and all that. But go to petspirits.com. You can find all that stuff out. And they're on Amazon. Just type in Gutro, and all my books are under $10 a piece, because I want to make them affordable enough so that people can get them and get comfort and understanding on how to see signs from their pets. So.
And here's what we're going to do. Everybody that buys one of Rob's many books, come to the VFW in Glen Burnie, Maryland. The next time we do we're actually getting ready to premiere a new seminar next month. When we go there to do our new seminar, we'll get Rob there and he'll sign it for you. All you got to do is have that book in hand. I'll have hey Rob, I'll have mine too, man, because I'm definitely looking forward to reading these.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very honored.
What's on the calendar for Inspired Ghost Tracking?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm actually giving a lecture on March 6th about my latest book, Kindred Spirits, how a medium befriended a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And then in April, I'll be talking about the ghosts of Causey Mansion in Delaware. And then in May, my friend and fellow medium, Troy Klein, will also be giving a presentation.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
There's a lot going on.
All right. When are you? Or I'm a little off course here. When are you speaking next at the VFW?
It's March 6th.
March 6th. Okay. All right. Okay.
Really, right next week.
That we really enjoy coming there, man. We always have such a good time, and the people they're so into it.
They love it.
Like I mean, last year when we did one of our seminars there last year, it was actually an ice storm, and it wasn't many showed up, but people still showed up, and it was a freaking ice storm outside. We lived 10 minutes away, and I didn't even know if I was going to make it, and people still showed up, man. It's so much fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed meeting you guys, and you did a great presentation, and it was really fascinating.
Wow. We appreciate that, Rob.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. Our newest seminar, we're debuting it March 28th at the Samuel Miller Mansion. It's on spirit provocation. It's basically...
Do's and don'ts.
From my opinion, why you shouldn't provoke spirits.
Mm-hmm.
That's just something I'm dead set against. Mostly for my religious background, but we're going to be doing a complete seminar about provoking the spirits and in Ernie's opinion why you shouldn't do it. So it's going to be interesting.
I'm all about not provoking spirits.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'm going to want to. I'm definitely. I like my whole thing with this. I like the interaction with people, especially people I don't know. I like people's opinions and their take on things, and I think it helps us all grow, and I think it educates us all. In learning the field as well as each other, because like I said, I don't mind the debates and the little brief spats about opinions, because like say Dave and I are best friends. If we agreed on absolutely everything,
I'd kick him out of my house.
We would get nothing we would get nothing accomplished. You got to have that little disagreement,
right,
to open your mind up to a broader side of things.
To learn. That's the only way you're going to learn.
But
Sure.
Rob, we really, really appreciate you, sir, taking
Yes, sir.
time on a Sunday and, speaking with us. And I'm looking forward to your books. I was completely unaware of them until I met you 2 weeks ago. And it is definitely on, because I'm currently working on my first book, and I'm trying my hardest to have it done by the fall. Once I get that done, because I'm an avid reader, and that's going to be my next series of books that I read are yours, because I'm so compelled with what you do and the experiences I've had over the years with what I believe was my pets. And I also had another medium tell me that one of my pets is still in my house. So I really want to educate myself on this portion of the whole, medium spectrum. So anytime you need anything, my friend, our phones are always on.
I appreciate you stepping in with us tonight.
Very cool. Well, thank you. And gentlemen, if you know any animal rescues that would like me to do a fundraiser for them, I give them free and raise a lot of money for animal rescues up and down the East Coast. So
I will actually look into that, because I have a good connection with where I rescued a few of mine. So I will definitely be in touch with you about that, Rob.
very good. Well, thank you for having me on tonight. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
Thank you,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
thank you.
We'll be in touch. Tell everybody back at Inspired Ghost Tracking, Ernie and Dave said what's up.
I will do. Thank you, guys.
All right, I'll see you, Rob. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Get Mr. Haney on the phone. Hey, Dave, we're going to call you now. All right, so now we're coming into the second portion of our show, which is we had an investigation last night of the Lookout House. It was wild.
Dave know we're calling him?
No, he doesn't know we're calling, but I know he's watching the video. So, Dave, we're about to call you. So, be ready for a call. And hopefully he answers. Okay, well, if he doesn't answer, fair enough. I was giving him a shot to talk about this. So
yeah, Dave, if you, because I seen you on there, whatever, give us a
shout back, because we want you in here too. So what happened was we went up to the Lookout House to kind of do a private investigation. We had several of the people we know there, including Pam, Steve, KPS. We had Jeff Leeper there, his young lady with him. Danny was there. Danny, if you got Danny's number?
Yes.
Danny, call into Ernie. I know you're watching right now too. But we had some fun. So let's start with, as we're doing a normal Phasma box and K2's out there, and we're getting a little bit of activity, and all of a sudden something starts grabbing my leg. So apparently one of the guests, unbeknownst to me, snapped a picture, because I kept saying something's grabbing my leg. So I'm going to post that picture up right here. So that blue leg right there is my leg. But if you notice where I have it circled, something is there. you can actually see a hand was grabbing my leg, and it's not a human hand. I didn't even notice it was there. It was pretty much dark. The REM pod in front of me is like lighting up right now. You can tell it's getting loud. So, there's Elizabeth. It was great. Hi, Elizabeth. So, okay. So, then Jim comes up with a very interesting, let's try something. So, what he does is he
gets a piece of loose leaf paper.
Puts a yes and a no.
You basically make a cross through the paper.
And put 2 yeses and 2 nos.
Yeah, you got a yes, no, yes, no. It's like 4 pieces of a pie.
And then he puts a pencil down this way and another pencil up this way to cross it, and they sit on top of each other. So we asked whatever it was to move it. Well, we were expecting maybe
I thought it would just teeter.
Yeah, maybe. No. So this is an 18-minute video. We're not going to go the whole 18 minutes with it, but I'll run it till watch.
That's how much it moved last time.
Your thing is going crazy over there.
Debbie.
So if you look right here,
can you move that pencil again
right
for us?
On that stool is the pencils.
What?
That might be it.
And they're crossed on top.
That might
of
be
each
my
other.
phone. I just went live.
Okay.
Can you move the pencil to
But
the
I'm
man
about to-
sitting
well-
next to me?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, chill.
Ross, you next.
Oh!
Oh my God! You see that?
There it goes.
Look at that! Look at that!
Hopefully you guys can see that.
And I just got that live on video.
So what we did was, all right,
Guys, tell me you just saw that.
so Ernie, go ahead and reset it. So Ernie's going to jump over and
All right, guys, if you're watching this, we have something moving this.
Look, everything.
Hi, Donna.
Yeah, you're
Oh my God!
Ernie's always a
I
little
got
bit
that
slower.
live.
I can't help it.
God Almighty!
So, and notice it actually flipped off right there. It actually rolled off. So, at that point,
All
Ernie's
right,
going
see if you can reset that.
it, and we're going to have some fun doing it
Hey
again.
guys,
This
we are.
happened
All right, what we're
5,
doing is
6,
we're doing a
7
pencil experiment.
At one point, near the
So
end
we
of the
have
video,
something
actually have
moving this
stuff on our
pencil
YouTube channel
for us.
and in our Paranormal
And if you
Hints.
watch it, it'll just sit there, and then move.
It actually, at one point where I moved over to the other side of the room.
Donna, you saw that, did you not? All right, come on, Ernie, get it.
Dan Ernie's phone. That way
This
you
is
can
called
get
the
your take on
pencil
this too.
experiment, and this is
I
just
moved to another section, and Jeff Leeper.
badass. I'm telling you what.
My,
No, pull it back a little bit more.
my
Pinch
11
forward.
o'clock position. Ernie's at my 12 o'clock position. We aimed it across
man.
and said, can you aim it at Ernie?
Dave, you're
And it
welcome to
moves towards
cat.
him.
You get on and grab my feet.
You know what was really amazing though? If you watch portions of the video,
Oh, Donna, that was
I had a
awesome.
heck of a time getting them balanced with equal space under the pencil.
Look how long he's taking here.
Yeah, now, if I was to bump that or whatever, the pencil falls off. 2 or 3 times throughout this video session, the pencil took a dramatic turn, but literally
fall off.
stayed
There you go,
on the
there you go.
pencil. It didn't fall off.
All right, we
the
got
one
it reset.
surrounded.
Right.
And that's something that we couldn't
All right,
do.
let's see if
We
you can
could
move
stand
back.
there all day and try to make it do that by turning.
That fell
As soon
again.
as you touch it, it falls off. I couldn't
Right, I mean,
believe
you were literally tapping
that it was
trying to-
staying on.
Look at it right here, trying to tap it to get it. It was a pain to get it on.
There you go, there you go. That's got it right there.
And then, if you
All right,
watch
Arnie.
again in a few
Slowly.
seconds, when we asked him, he had to get up real gentle, like.
All right, let's watch this
Now he's
again.
moving, so it's not like there's a vibration. If you see that the paper's hanging off the stool a little bit,
Donna says hi.
there's no wind.
All right,
And
guys,
then we're
just
asking
keep your
again,
eye on this
and
pencil.
A couple seconds
All
later,
right.
it moved. So later on in
And
the
if
video,
anyone would have tried to like thump their foot or whatever,
Oh, yeah, you'd hear it.
due to them floors, you would have
would've
heard
heard
it.
it.
It's
Yeah,
wiggling.
I mean,
The
it's
tip is wiggling. I'm watching
but
it.
we actually reversed the
turn that
pencil
tip
to the other
towards me
side,
again?
and we got it on the novelist. It said demonologist. Or
Move it
exorcist.
back in.
That's
Move the
exorcist.
eraser, Dave.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
And I said, well, hey, there's an
It's
exorcist in the
moving.
room
I
right
can see
there.
the
Can you
shadow,
point at
yeah,
him?
the
And it
eraser
just
in.
literally
Well,
went like this.
what happened was we got
Can you
away.
turn
from,
it towards
like,
me?
We originally started asking yes/no questions, and then somehow or another it was pointed toward me. And then
Now
I
back it
said,
up a little
"Can
bit.
you reset?" The pencil moved back to where it started.
It's moving.
So
it's
then
moving.
somebody
It's moving.
spoke up
Keep
and
going.
said,
You got
we
it.
kind of got away from
That
the
is
questions. It was like,
awesomeness.
"Hey, can you point at Ernie again?"
Can you turn
Well,
that?
Jeff
towards me,
Jeff
please.
Leeper was sitting next to me,
You're right.
and on two of the obelisks, one
Watch
said
the
exercise
eraser. You
and
can
one
see it
said
bouncing up and down.
exorcist.
Yep.
And that's when Dave said, "Hey, Jeff Leeper's right there," and it literally shifted and
Right at
pointed,
him. Right at
pointed to him.
So that was amazing. Why don't you give Haley a call, Danny a call? Danny, we're gonna call you. Hope you're.
I got
The eraser's
actually.
still bouncing.
Yeah, you can
Ruby's
see
niece
it. Pay attention
is-
underneath the eraser. You can see the
I have to
shadow
go through
on
it first, but she's actually sending
And
me
I've got this
pictures
completely still.
of evidence that they captured. I
again.
mean, she's
Oh,
not
wow.
like an investigator or anything, but just some occurrences that happened.
Nice.
Danny, I know you. If you want to speak
Well,
live,
it wouldn't
call
have
us.
spun
I don't
back.
wanna
It
put
spun back.
No one on the spot and call them.
Gene is the one who got the EVP. Of
Can
my
you
name
roll
that
the
I just
top
told you
pencil
about.
off
Thanks
the
for
other
Jeff
one
was asking
again?
about the
Yeah,
tab.
Yeah, roll that
That's
off
right.
again. That was just completely awesome.
This was just really wild. And if you're
All right, we
watching,
gotta
you know,
run
we're
by
leaving the
going off
video
on
run
base.
as we're talking over it, but you can hear the reaction of the crowd. It's just amazing what
There
we
you
got.
go.
And
Build
we
up
have
the
this on
energy and just
Paranormal
move
Inc.
it for
You can
us.
see it. We also have it on our YouTube channel. You know, hit us either one, but it's an 18-minute video. It is just incredible. Give Danny a call. Just Danny, we're gonna call you just
I
to
can still see underneath it.
confirm
Yeah,
what
I
your
just still got
opinion. What you
room
saw.
Danny, we're gonna put you on the spot.
Danny,
So
question.
since Haney isn't
Any of the
listening,
children of the house, can you please come and play with us? Make the pencils spin.
hit us either one. But it's an 18-minute video.
Danny,
Hey.
Hey,
turn your volume down, Danny.
yeah, that way you don't
I
get
did.
feedback.
I just did it. Sorry.
I heard. Wait a minute. I heard Dave in the background, and I'm like, "Hey, wait a minute! Did he teleport over to Danny's house?"
No, I'm not moving at
Going
all. at this point.
bipolar. So we still have the
If that
video
was
running.
activating mine,
So
it wouldn't have
now,
stopped.
is there
It would
any
stay
way that
until they
anybody
backed
that
off.
you could have
Move-
seen? Because
move
you're
that
sitting
pencil
here,
again
what, to
for
my
us,
left.
please.
Is there? Yeah, to my,
If you
no,
want
to
us
my right.
to leave this room,
Yeah,
move that
you're
pencil.
right, yes.
To my right. Is there any way somebody could have
completely stopped
faked
moving.
this that you could see?
There's absolutely no way, because even if you would have tried to shake that or anything, the pencil would have fell right off there. That
It's
balance
moving.
was so
It's moving again.
precise
I'm watching the
that
eraser come up
nobody
and down
could have
slightly.
faked the
Yeah.
movement of that.
There it goes.
Even when Ernie was trying to balance it,
There you
it
go,
would
do it.
fall off
You
what,
can
a
do
couple
it.
times.
Oh, easily.
And yeah, and then when
Make
it would
it
turn,
spin.
it would
See,
stay
now I'm
right
looking
on each other. I
underneath the
could
front
not
end at the
believe
Y
the
or
way that
yes.
those pencils were moving.
And
Man, I just thought of a
see
new
where
gimmick.
the
Was that-
explosion
I'm
was.
having paranormal ink pencils made,
Oh,
and I am
there
going
you
to sell
go.
paranormal ink
there it goes,
pencils.
there it
Look,
goes,
there it is.
there
Let's move it
goes.
again right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
And it pointed right at me.
That is awesomeness.
That was so crazy.
Now,
that was
Danny-
one of the best experiments I think that we've ever done there.
Danny, let me
Ernie,
ask
reset
you, when
that.
we
That's,
first
like,
did
really
that,
cool.
like when it first started,
This is when
my personal opinion was that
All right, you
really
guys,
didn't think
tell
it
me
was
you
gonna
saw
move,
that.
and I thought
Kathy,
to
I know you're
myself,
here. Eric, I see
if
you're
it
on
does
there.
move, it's
Did you
just
guys
gonna
just see that work?
teeter like a
Oh
seesaw.
my gosh, this is like
I
awesomeness.
figured it was just going to be a little bit of shaking,
Shit.
maybe trying
So
to
what did
turn.
what do
know
you
nothing.
think when it spun complete? Like the one time it spun completely
flipped off.
around and flew
I-
off.
Oh, I had goosebumps at one time. They were almost like right on top of each other, ready to fall off. They moved that much.
The funny
I
thing,
got goosebumps all over. I was like, oh my
the
god.
funny thing is the crowd. You can hear the crowd's expression.
Oh,
I think it was
absolutely.
definitely one of the louder ones in there. I was so excited that they were able to do that.
Hey, Danny, let me
Bounce over to Dave.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Dave in, okay, sweetie?
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, thanks for
All right.
talking to
All
us,
right,
Danny.
Bye, take care.
Haney.
Dave.
Dave, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
All right, so you're live with us on the show. So we actually just had Danny on here, and we want you too because you were there. So we have the video showing right now. So
Okay.
your opinion, what do you think? Could this have been faked in any way, shape, or form?
I would say no, and the reason for that being is I was doing a live feed for our Facebook page, and I was within a foot to 2 feet of that setup. I felt no breeze. I felt no air draft or current. I wasn't causing it. As an investigator, that's not something I would do. So there were too many other things happening in the over the course of the evening, as well as in the room specifically we were in during the exercise. that lends itself to believe there was credible activity going on.
Nice. All right, so I'm going to stop the video here so we kind of discuss more. So you had how many signs of the video going?
I had a live feed from my phone on our Facebook page, and I just unpacked my vehicle for our equipment, so I haven't had a chance to look at anything, but I had 2 separate cameras in that room, aside from my live feed, that were stationed at different angles from where I was. So I had 3 cameras now. One was up on top of a hutch, so I don't know if it was far enough back to catch that low of an angle, but I know there was at least one other camera that would have caught this activity.
Okay. So I just looked up at our comments. People asked me to stop the video because they couldn't hear us. So you had, I know, at least 4 cameras going. I had 1 camera going. So we got it from different angles. The balancing, when it turned almost a full 90 degrees and stood there. It was almost like something was holding it. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, because the very first time it moved, it went from a perfect 90-degree cross
Here, like this?
to about 45 degrees, and then the pencil rolled off, the top pencil rolled off.
Right.
But then the second time, it went where they were almost parallel on top of each other, and it didn't roll off. So...
and when I kept resetting them pencils, I mean, you seen the struggle I had to get that exactly perfect. I don't see how that took such a drastic clockwise turn. It was almost like the pencils were parallel to each other without falling.
Absolutely.
We couldn't you couldn't do that if you sat there all night and tried.
Right, and the other thing too to remember is, and you were doing it, so you recall that the stool that we had that sitting on was not level, so it wobbled. So when you put your hands on it to rest your hands to try and set it up,
as soon as I'd lift up,
set them up. As soon as you lifted up, they rolled off because the table the stool shifted.
Right.
So that's how easy it was to manipulate those pencils as far as unbalancing them and having them roll off of each other. So for something to spin it completely 90 degrees, have one sitting damn near straight on top of the other one, and it not roll off.
Now,
I mean,
I want to. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Dave, but I didn't even tell Siler about this yet. But after Siler abandoned me and left and came home, I stayed with Keystone State Paranormal up there, and we did the table tipping experiment. And basically, what you do is, you get the spirit's attention, you touch your thumbs, you keep your fingers lightly on the table, and your pinky's touching the person next to you. And you try to get them to shift the table as a response. But tell them how it got personal for you, Dave, how it took a personal turn towards you.
There was, several years ago, we did an investigation at a place called the Bel Air House, and that was in Bel Air, Ohio, where I had very personal contact with the spirit of a young girl by the name of Emily Davis. And so much so that during the investigation, I was sick to the point where my co-investigators thought they were going to have to take me to the hospital.
Is that the one? When we did a joint event with you at the Haunted Trails, and we were in the basement. Is that the story you were telling when you got sick?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I didn't realize that.
I got sick from the horrible negative energy of the building next to where we were at that we actually had access to. And when this young spirit of Emily Davis, who we were able to verify that a young girl at the age of 8 named Emily Davis drowned in the Ohio River right in front of where now the Bel Air House is. So it would make sense that she traveled there. So when she affected me in such a positive way that literally took away a migraine and projectile vomiting.
Right.
We had a very intimate experience with her later on that evening, and we crossed her over. And since then, she has always been there when I need her. I don't have to call her or talk out loud. The bond we share is, if I feel that I need assistance from her side of the veil, I can just think of her and she comes.
Wow.
Nice.
It's and she knows that I'm a father of 3 girls, and maybe that's what it was. You know, she can trust me. He has 3 girls.
Right.
And she's like a 4th daughter to me. Is so much so that when we left the Bel Air house that night, or the next day, I went up to her room. That we made contact with her, and told her I had to leave, but I would always come back to see her. And I shed tears. I was that sad. It felt like I was leaving one of my children behind.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, as things progressed during the evening, I started to get that feeling. She has a very distinct energy signature, and I don't profess to be a psychic medium in any way, but the interactions that I've had with her were so strong that I can identify her specific signature. I can't pick anybody else out, but I know when her energy is around.
Right.
And I started to get that feeling. Do you remember at one point we took because we thought maybe it was the weight of the eraser was forcing that pencil to spin the same way every time. So we spun the eraser to the other side.
Other side, yeah.
And it spun, and it went in a different direction, you know?
And at one point when we saw in the Ovilus Exorcist and Exorcise, and I said, there's Jeff Leeper right there. He's an exorcist. It turned right towards him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
it was around that time that I started picking up on her energy signature.
Nice.
And I kept it myself because it was...
Now, you're referring to last night now, right, Dave?
What's that?
You're referring to last night now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after we kind of died everything down and most of the people went home and it was just a handful of us left, we started to do table tipping. And at one point, I said, I called Jim over and I whispered something in his ear.
Yes, because you were sitting next to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I told him was, Jim, Emily's here. I can feel her. I want you to hone in on her because obviously he knows her signature as well.
Uh-huh.
So I want you to hone in on her and try and draw her to this table because I know how great she makes me feel, as does Jim. And with that young couple on their honeymoon, I really wanted them to experience something like that. You know, almost as if start your marriage off with this pure love feeling.
Right.
And let that nurture you as you journey forward together. You
right.
know?
Exactly.
That's a heck of a way to start your marriage.
Yeah. And sure enough, it worked. And she came in, and as you saw her, and she was strong. She is a very powerful energy, and she wasted no time letting me know and reassuring me and letting everybody else know that it was her. And she started moving that table on command and answering questions and everything.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, brother, we appreciate you letting us put you on the spot, and thank you for everything last night. That was just an amazing, amazing, amazing time. You know, please, anything you got, post in Paranormal Inc. for us. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
You're welcome to snag my video and post it in yours as well.
Well, we will.
Okay.
Dave Haney, we will be with you guys April 11th back at the Lookout House for the Tarot and Tea event. Is that what it's called? Tarot and Tea?
I don't know. Sometimes Jim agrees to stuff and then just hasn't had a chance. You know, with me in school and our varying schedules out, you know, we don't get a chance to just kind of sit down and discuss things as often as we used to. But you know, they're 35, 40 minutes away. So
yeah. So we'll see you on April 11th. There's a tarot event there, and Paranormal Inc. and KSPS, and you know, gonna be a good day, man.
Yeah, good day, brother.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Lots of love.
We'll see you in April.
All right, have a good one.
Bye bye.
Well, it's almost time for us to wrap down, so we've got a couple announcements to make. What's coming up down the pipe?
Okay, let's see here. We'll start with, what are we in now? March
14th.
Few tickets left for York Ghost Tours, we will be at the Princess House.
So get your tickets now,
yeah.
YorkGhostTours.com.
Then on March 28th, we will be at Samuel Miller Mansion in Columbia,
Pennsylvania.
You can get your tickets at Tours on Locust. We will be debuting our new Spirit Provocation seminar briefly that night. And if you haven't investigated with us there or there, period, it's an amazing location. You definitely want to go to Samuel Miller and the Princess House. Then in April, April 4th, we will be in Essex, Maryland at the History and Haunts.
Yep.
It's called. It's a one-day paranormal expo. Paranormal Inc. will be there. Mike King, Melody and Ray will be there. Anthony and Dina will be there.
Whole bunch of good people.
Yes, the Berries will be there. And the special guest is Dustin Pari from Ghost Hunters and Ghost Hunters International. And we're lucky, man. That's like 15 minutes from home. We're getting spoiled with these close to home events. Then what we were just speaking about, April 11th, we'll be at the Tarot and Tea event at the Lookout House. That is from, I believe it's 3 until 10. There's going to be, the psychic mediums and tarot reading, and come by some of our merchandise, the paranormal groups that will be there. And then on April 25th and 6th, we are at the Paravation Paranormal Expo in Strasburg, Virginia.
Yep, Mike's going to be with us there.
Yes, we'll be with Mike King along with a lot of other great people.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
And then on May 9th, we will be at the Reliance. Haley was there last night.
So jealous of you right now.
Yeah, she did Haley did an event there last night. That's why she abandoned her team and us last night at the
Abandoned's
Lookout
a strong
House.
word. What was not available for the venue.
We love you, Haley. Then on June 27th, we will be hosting the SOS Teen Paranormal in York, Pennsylvania. I'm working on, I got to get back in touch with Lori. There may be a upcoming event in West Virginia. I'm waiting on the details for that. Sometime in June.
Stay tuned.
Then guess what's in July? Take a guess what's in July.
The Gettysburg Battlefield Bash
2020. Oh my goodness. This year, we were talking about that last night when we all got to the Lookout House, and Pam just randomly comes out and goes, "Who's looking forward to the bash?" And just like, oh my goodness, that is just that is like it's like Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like a 3
It's
or
like
4
crack
day
to an addict. I'm
Christmas. I
sorry.
know.
It's like, I can't wait.
That is the best of the best.
Yep,
I can't even. And each year, it just gets better. I don't see how. I always say at the end of the bash, how can we top this next year?
Yeah, and they find a way.
Every year, man.
The King and Queen of Gettysburg find a way.
It is just freaking amazing. It's because of the type of people that Steve and Pam are. They're amazing.
And all the people that are there.
I can't wait, man. I mean, it's just awesome. We're working on some things for our next podcast, which will be 2 weeks from tonight. I'll be announcing in a few days what we got going on. So just a quick shout out to everybody at WLFE DB Radio, Ted, Cindy, John. Sorry we had to cancel on the Parafest up in Rochester that's going on right now. We wanted to be there so bad. And man, I see today you announced the dates for next year. We have got to get there. And everybody that was there, Daniel, Class, and Chris, everybody, man, we wanted to be there so bad. And it just, I've been following the live feeds and the pictures.
Yep.
And you guys you guys are the
We're
best,
missing
man.
you. We're missing you right
Yeah,
now.
we like our Yankee friends. So, anything else there, Mr.
No,
Simon?
that's it. We got the schedule covered all the way up through July. So
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be things popping up in between there.
I thought those G-rated.
You never know who's gonna call us or actually, yeah, we got a
We actually got a call today from a young lady
yeah, so we'll be in
who we're
touch.
probably gonna get her on the show. She's a psychic medium. She's published. So we're gonna make arrangements.
Danny,
for that.
thank you for calling in or me calling. Did I call her? Or did she call in?
You called her.
Thank you, Dave Haney. We love you guys, man. Keystone State Paranormal is the best. And Pam and Steve, thank you a million times over for last night. We had such a good time.
Even Grace had a blast
Yeah,
there.
and we can't wait to come back up there on April 11th. So, on that note, we are coming to a close. Hey, that's Bowser. I know that. I remember that. It's showing our age, man.
Yeah, your age is hanging out. All right, guys. Love to all. Peace out.
See you guys. Thank you.